Sharon Keogan, my apologies.
Thank you. I too want to be associated with the remarks to Ambassador Anna and Colonel McCall on their Polish Independence Day. Cathaoirleach, I'm calling for a debate on the independent journalism in this country and this government's attitude towards it. Does the government believe that the inconvenient truths are still truths, or that the public have a right to know these truths? Or is it their philosophy that oversight and accountability are outdated concepts and that those seeking to engage in investigative journalism should watch themselves lest they fly too close to the sun? Today, the United Nations celebrates World Press Freedom, although, as RTE's Yvonne Murray notes, there is nothing to celebrate. 86 journalists were killed in 2022, making it the deadliest year yet for that profession, according to UNESCO, while hundreds more were attacked or jailed. And while no such murders took place in Ireland, it would appear that character assassinations are alive and well. The use or abuse of parliamentary privilege to single out the Ditch, a minor independent news outlet, and launch an attack on its credibility has rightly been met with condemnation. The National Union of Journalism has criticised it, stating that it was unfair that the Taoiseach was free to speak as he wished, while Irish journalists are subject to extremely restrictive defamation laws, and I have to agree. We've seen a few grassroots Irish media outlets spring up over the last few years, and you don't have to do too much reeling in of those years to see the impact that they've had in the stories that have been broken by them and the role that they've had in shifting the Overton window in Ireland and forcing us to reckon with the serious issues facing this country. The free press is often the first casualty in the demise of democracy, and the murder weapon is usually the ever-tightening bands of legislation that constrains, constricts and eventually kills any ability to exchange any information that challenges the status quo. While usually authoritarian regimes imply a frog in boiling water style, gradual increases in censorship, our own progressive government has decided to progress things at a brisker pace with the sweeping changes to the introduced by the Criminal Justice Violence of Hatred and Hatred Offences Bill 2022. Having been passed by the lower house last week, the bill will soon be before us here, and many of us will be aware of the international attention that this legislation has received, with both Twitter's own Elon Musk and Donald Trump Jr. contributing, all of which have been entirely critical of the contents of this bill and the extremely chilling effect that it has guaranteed to have a free exchange of ideas, which is the bedrock of any functioning and healthy democracy. I would urge every single one of my colleagues to study the bill carefully, read the contributions made in the lower house and come to your own conclusions, because this is going to be a watershed moment in Irish legislative history, and you do not want to be on your conscience that you have sleepwalked into it.